For the joy and glee of the Terps' final game of the Swanton Rodgers from Calgary, Alberta conference play. What are you watching for early in this one here tonight?
Yeah, both teams have to take care of the basketball. They both have struggled a little bit this season in turning the ball over. And then obviously Maryland's going to hit the glass. Old Dominion is going to have to box out, keep them from getting second chance points.
Our crew chief is Brian Dorsey with Steve McJunkins and Michael Irving, our three officials. And the Terps, off the loss at Virginia, their last time out. And looking to get back on track. A little zone look from Old Dominion in the early going.
Yeah, really packing it in. Want to force Maryland to kick out for three. They're going to really clog up the paint and make it difficult for them at the rim.
And Swanton Rodgers, his 18th block this season. That leads the Monarchs. ODU out of the Sun Belt, a 4-9 record, 1-1 in league play, an early trip on the take by Shaw, and the foul goes against the Terps here in the first minute of this one, and it's on Darius Adams, the freshman.
And both teams starting in the 5-out action, spreading the floor, looking to get some penetration to the rim.
Robert Davis Jr., number 4, the Sun Belt preseason player of the year, and they need more from him. He's shooting just 29%. Tough shot, missed that time by Shaw. Here comes Solomon Washington.
Shaw's going to be aggressive to the basket. He doesn't shoot many threes. When he misses those, Maryland can get out and run in transition and try to attack.
Adams, strong take, floats it out. Mills for 3. That's good for the Terps.
That's what you want. Without Pharrell Payne posting up, your guards have to get into the paint. They have to look for shooters on the outside.
Tavares, Maryland shooting nearly 34% from 3. That's low. Backdoor that time, knocked away and stolen by the Terps. Mills sprints, Saunders couldn't get free for a three-pointer. Skip it out to Adams, now a 3. Back of the rim, and Washington fighting but couldn't grab the rebound.
That's a win right there for Old Dominion. If you can keep Washington off the glass, keep them from getting extra possessions, you can stay in this game.
Now, Maryland opponent shooting 38% from 3. That one missed by Jarrett Turner, but that's been a big point of emphasis for Buzz Williams and the staff. We've got to get out to the line and defend.
Yeah, they call it run-outs. You want to run out there and take away the shot. Don't even let them get it off. If they can get to that point, Maryland will be able to play the defense that Buzz Williams wants them to play.
A second chance for the Terps. Here's Saunders, you talked about in the open, drives the lane and will shoot 2. For a Maryland team that averages 28 free throw attempts per game, that is the most of any power conference team in the country.
Yeah, number 8 in terms of the free throw percentage to their field goal attempts. And just like that, Saunders getting it at the elbow, looking to attack. He's not thinking pass unless he absolutely has to, and they need that with Pharrell Payne being out.
Saunders normally 77%, makes the first, and Buzz Williams, this is a big night for him and his family. They're hosting Buzz's Bunch. It's a group of campers with special needs who love basketball from ages 6 and 7 to those competing in the Special Olympics. And kudos to Buzz, his wife Carmen. This began when they were at Marquette in 2008, Tavares.
Yeah, such a great cause to be able to give back to the community, show the kids that we love them.
Wild Sky slams it down in a foul.
Who said these guys can't attack the rim? Without Pharrell Payne, they still have athletic guys, and Isaiah Watts putting it through the basket, showing them exactly how explosive he can be. But it starts with the defense, great effort, great explosive finish for Isaiah Watts. Could have got a foul there, I thought, but that's how you attack the basket.
And gets a 3-point play. 8-0 start for the Terps in 2+ minutes.
I like when Buzz goes to this three-quarter court. Sometimes they go back to zone, sometimes they match up, but it gives the Maryland Terps a chance to slow the game down a little bit, get their defense set.
Battle knocked away and a steal for Maryland. Andre Mills to the basket for 2, no. Pulled down by Davis. Lob to the rim, Turner kept it inbounds and alertly off the foot of Washington. A smart play by a coach's son.
Absolutely. Jared Turner, Gonzaga legend, Steve Turner's son. A lot of battles with Coach Mike Jones, the current head coach of Old Dominion. But you don't see Jared Turner in the paint too often. He loves to shoot the three. 26 of his 28 shots coming in were from three, already taken one. I knew he wasn't going to take that layup.
That was like the softest toss of a player to get an out-of-bounds call you'll ever see. ODU 0 for 2, and now 0 for 3 as Davis misfires on the three ball, shooting 29% from the field, Tavares, and 30% from three as Washington, the spin move, and he scores.
Love to see Washington attacking the basket. That's where he's at his best. Yes, he's a capable shooter, but when he puts the ball on the floor, he can really wreak havoc on the Old Dominion defense.
A 10-0 start for Maryland. Funnel to Davis, blocked, going up, and out of bounds, stays with the Monarchs, but the big swat for Watts.
That's one of those examples of a run out. They know, even though Robert Davis hasn't shot the ball well, he's a capable shooter, so we want to get to him before he can get it off or be right there on the catch if he still shoots it.
Jordan Battle, the senior from Norfolk. Step back for three. Off the mark. Here's Watts. Here come the Terps. Watts. And they'll reset it. If the name sounds familiar, Watts, his grandfather, the late Slick Watts, the legend with the Sonics back in the day. Skip it outside. Adams for three. Nails it.
That was a great read. Old Dominion looking to force the ball screen down. Took advantage of it, was able to get baseline drive in for a shot. Before, I was at their game a few weeks ago against George Mason, and they got down 20 points early and clawed all the way back to take the lead. That's what he's hoping. He thinks this team is capable of doing that.
Drew McKenna, number 7 in for Old Dominion. An 0-5 start for the Monarchs with 3 turnovers.
Maryland now in their zone, little 1-1-3 matchup action.
5 to shoot. McKenna ducks in, and wild miss against Solomon Washington. Adams cut off on the baseline. And good defense there by Zach Wiggins, brother Aaron, with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and played 3 years with Maryland under Mark Turgeon.
Love to have a baseline runner off this flex action. Allows all their guards to be aggressive in different scenarios.
Watts relocates short on the three ball, but there's Washington for the board. They call him solo, and right now he's playing in his 5th game after beginning the season out with the ankle injury. Adams ducks in off balance, and he's fouled, and Adams will shoot 2 for the Terps with over 5 come by. A 13-0 lead for Maryland, and that foul is the first on Wiggins.
It's actually pretty good on-ball defense, and that time Old Dominion stayed home. I guess Coach Jones got on them in the huddle about over-rotating. They stayed home, but Adams is crafty, still able to get to the rim, still able to draw contact.
He has now drawn, Tavares, 28 shooting fouls. Now Payne leads the way with 44, but this Maryland team, the most free throw attempts per game in the nation among power conference teams.
An absolute staple for Buzz Williams' coach team. He loves to get guys into the paint, and they seek contact. They don't avoid it.
We're at shoot-around today, and associate head coach of Maryland, Devin Johnson, said they're going to try to take the air out of the ball, Old Dominion. The problem is now they're down 15-0, so you need to generate some shots.
Yeah, you want to see guys play aggressive, but again, that ball screen defense with Watts getting out in transition, his recovery made that play. He got hit, the big didn't have to step up. He was able to get back, make a play on the ball.
Watts with 5 after the block of the 3. Every Maryland starter scored. Watts with 5, and Adams with 5 to lead the way, and a near steal again. McKenna the other way, and the first points for the Monarchs. It took nearly 6 minutes.
Yeah, you see Old Dominion's running a lot of handoffs. That was an emphasis with Coach Buzz Williams and his staff during shoot-around. We're going to blow those up. So that's why they're getting so many turnovers and almost turnovers. That time it worked in Old Dominion's favor.
Adamson, no rush, gets it back for three, knocks it down against his own.
I love watching Darius Adams shoot the ball. So pure. That was at least 2 or 3 steps off the three-point line. He's an incredible scorer, incredibly versatile.
The Terps, 6 for 11. Inside, a block but a foul, and Wiggins will shoot a pair for ODU. And Old Dominion, conversely, 1 of 8 and 0 of 5 from three-point range. Solo Washington with his first for Maryland.
I've been there before, and as a player, sometimes you just need to see one go in. and that layup by McKenna for Old Dominion maybe can get them going a little bit.
And for Maryland, some subs. Diggy Coit into the game for the first time, along with George Turkson. And for Old Dominion, they bring on Jared Turner again for Swanton Roger. And Wiggins makes a second. For a moment there, I think they almost had 6 players on the floor in the Monarchs, but the coach, Mike Jones, and the officials said, wait a minute, come back,
Yeah.
come in, come back.
They got to change some things up. Looks like they're going into their zone. They got to do something different to try to disrupt Maryland's rhythm.
Mills to the right, no.
Maybe 6 guys is the answer.
A power play. McKenna drive and kick. It's Hubbard, nails the 3 for ODU.
There it is, one goes in. Sometimes it comes in phases. You get a little bit of a rhythm. See if the zone can get him another stop.
Adams off the screen, they'll slow it up. And here's David Diggy Coit off the bench in this one tonight. Washington ducks inside against 2 defenders, and McKenna with the help blocks it out with 6 to shoot.
Old Dominion plays different styles of zone, and so whatever offense Maryland wants to run, getting it into the middle works against it all. That time Washington was able to get it into the middle, but great play by McKenna on the block.
Tavares, Alex Austin, number 24 in for Maryland, along with Miles Rice, who's going to inbound.
As a Chicago guy, I love to see Alex Austin getting some burn. Great player at Kenwood Academy out of Chi-Town.
We're in the shot clock. Adams launches. Rebound Hubbard. Windy City guy who coached in the Mid-Atlantic at Loyola. You've seen it all.
A lot of time in a lot of areas throughout the country, but nothing like DMV basketball.
Yeah, reach in that time on Miles Rice, man from Columbia, South Carolina. So Maryland with their 3rd. And Rice, the backup point guard. Tavares, what's Buzz Williams hoping to see from him as he still recovers slowly from the ankle injury?
Yeah, obviously Miles Rice is capable of being a starter in this league, and his ability to score, but also his ability to get into the paint and set up his teammates is exactly what Maryland's going to need as we get into Big Ten play.
Off the Wiggins miss, a second chance, but it's thrown away. The turnovers now 4 for Old Dominion and none for Maryland. Now we have a timeout of the...
But to get him back early in Big Ten play, look for the Terps to be able to recover and battle back with him on the court.
And a Buzz Williams transfer from Texas A&M. So you count on him in that regard as well. The zone look for Old Dominion right now.
Yeah, again, different zone than they've played so far. This time it's a 1-3-1. They're going to really try to get extended, but you got to guard the ball. You can't leave shooters. But sometimes that extension, that change of defense can disrupt the guy's rhythm.
Yeah, Rice missing the 3. The Terps now 3 of 8 from beyond the arc.
And very difficult to come off those handoffs. Maryland jumping in the way, making it tough. Better shot, better offense that time by Shaw.
Casey Shaw averaging 16 points per game, knocks it down. His first points. Old Dominion, a slow start. but a 9-3 run since. Maryland scored the first 17 of the game.
Again, changing defenses, this time back to the 2-3. The possession before, they got the missed 3 on a 1-3-1. Coach Jones is going to mix it up and try to keep Maryland off rhythm.
This was pregame. This was Hope at 4:25 Eastern. And Pharrell Payne getting the free throws in before the rest of his teammates took the floor here at Xfinity Center. Vocal at practice. Good to see him out there earlier today.
Yeah, he wants to be out there. I hope my wife, who was an all Big Ten player as well back in the day, didn't see those injuries. She hates watching the injuries when they get replayed on TV.
Well, she's got to watch you. As the three is good for Mills, but that one against Marquette was the ultimate scare, and he was just fine.
Absolutely. Got back up, and I think even now, if he had to play tonight, he probably could. I don't know that for a fact, but I know they're excited that they're not expecting him to be out much longer.
23-9 Terrapins as we near the midway point first half here at Xfinity Center. Shaw, the step through. Terps all over it.
First.
Point the other way. Lob to the rim. Washington brought it down, was shoved by McKenna, and the foul on the floor is the 5th on ODU.
First sighting of Diggy Coit tonight. Right away made his presence felt, able to push the ball, look for the alley-oop in transition, but I expect Diggy Coit to get incredibly aggressive as this half goes on.
Yeah, back in Swan Roger for Old Dominion. McKenna with his second. Well, Diggy Coit, 41 in this building, a record for the Xfinity Center against Mount St. Mary's in November. He had 31 against Michigan, so he could be quiet now as he nearly lost it. It trickles to Mills and they recover, but he can light it up in a flash.
And that's exactly why Buzz Williams decided to go with him at this moment. A couple of dead possessions against the zone. You know he can light it up. He's going to look for him to be aggressive regardless of which zone Old Dominion plays.
Off the miss by Mills. Jordan Battle. And he's tripped up and fouled. That's the 4th on Maryland. David Diggy Coit from Columbus, New Jersey, last 3 games. Can't ask for more. Nearly 20 per game.
Yeah, ultimate green light. Ball's in his hand. He's able to create, shoots threes off the bounce. Just an incredible scorer, incredible balance to his game.
Fighting to the screen, 3 rims out that time for Battle. Here's Coit for Saunders in rhythm, short for 3, Battle to rebound. Battle stripped and stolen by Saunders. It was kicked back by Turner. The turnovers, you have 5 for Old Dominion, Maryland with none so far.
Look for the roll replace action here. Actually, that's the difference with Saunders in the game. He ended up popping. They get a lot of throwback, throw in, but he adds a different dimension as a capable shooter.
Quite missing rebound for Battle, and that's what you miss with Payne, right? The roll to the rim, not the pop.
Right, exactly. It's a different game when he's in, but adding that stretch to 4 big can really help as well.
Offensive on the screen, Swanton Roger, the former Terrapin, with his second.
Yeah, it's tough here. They're forcing it down to the baseline. Callum has to get set on that screen. You got to give him a space if he can't see. You got to give him at least 1 foot to be able to take a step. That time he was right up on him. Defender couldn't see him. Automatic offensive foul.
7-footer. Played 21 games as a freshman at Maryland, then 31 as a sophomore, and now his second year at Old Dominion under Mike Jones. Washington into 4 defenders, frees up Mills. Now Coit, the ball fake. Mills relocates. Rimmed out, but that was good offense by Maryland.
Yeah, really good offense. Washington got into the paint, put Old Dominion in rotations, ended up getting a couple decent looks, took one that'll go in.
Davis, he needed something to go down and get going, knocks down the 3.
I'm a big Robert Davis Jr. fan. Preseason Player of the Year pick. Hasn't shot it well, as we mentioned earlier, but he is capable of getting it going and can explode on any night.
Kick to three, that's good. Nice answer by Watts on the assist by Diggy Coit.
Yeah, that time Davis Jr. got caught up in that ball screen. If there's no help, if you don't help until Diggy Coit gets into the paint, you're in trouble. Great kick out for three.
And Maryland 5 of 13 now, Tavares, three-point range.
Yeah, that's the way they're going to have to play with this smaller lineup. They can really space the floor, and, you know, on any given night when they're playing 5 guards, anybody can go off.
Davis drives the paint, can't finish. Watts, well defended for Maryland. And Old Dominion shooting below 29%. Saunders, back of the rim, and snatched by Turner.
I like his aggressiveness in transition, though. Those threes will fall.
Shaw missed a step back and punched out. And out of bounds off of Swanton Roger for Old Dominion.
Win, but those are beautiful shots, and they will go in at a future date.
ODU's taking with the zone. Yeah, Coy wants the screen. Outside Adams, knocks down the triple.
And just patience, poise, and confidence against the zone. That's what it takes. You don't have to rush, try to get the ball inside, but shooters being ready to shoot on the perimeter, that's how you punish the zone.
6-0 response from Maryland. And a lead by 17, 29-12. Ball nearly thrown away. Casey Shaw, spin move, off balance, and Washington cleans it up.
This is the defensive effort you expect from a Buzz Williams team. They haven't given it every game this year, although they played some tough competition, but every catch for Old Dominion is tough. That's making them get into their offense a little more spread out, a little slower, a little more difficult to do what they want to do.
Adams, good ball control here. Step through, left his feet. 4 to shoot for Washington. And on a solo, fades, and no whistle. And a shot clock violation as Washington thought he was nicked. But a violation on Maryland, and that for the game is their first turnover.
Yeah, and in that moment, I know it's tough with the clock winding down, but I'd love to see Washington swing it and go set a ball screen, let one of his guards try to make a play. One-on-one, a little bit more space for them to make a play.
Shaw with ODU shooting 23%. Turner now off the mark on a 3. They're 2 for 8 now from beyond the arc. Diggy Coit around the screen. Wiggins staying with him. Adams has been poised so far tonight, Tavares.
Yeah, all of his shot attempts have come in rhythm. And that's what, as a coach, that's what you want to see. You want to see shots in rhythm, not force, not taking 7 or 8 dribbles to make a play.
Up and under, no. And punched out. Here's Davis. Robert Davis Jr. finds the open man, nearly thrown down by Swanton Roger, but a foul.
Robert Davis Jr. did a great job last game with 10 defensive rebounds. What that does is it allows him to push the pace. That time he got a defensive rebound. Yes, he's a great shooter, but he's capable of pushing, allow the other teammates to get out and run.
Swanton Roger gets another. Davis, this is his 3rd game with the new haircut. Whoa. Gone are the dreads, in is the shorter look.
I've known him a long time. We tried to recruit him out of high school, and I don't know this new Davis look. I recognize that old guy.
Well, he's shooting 30% from 3, and the shave is not meant to media results yet. We'll see if that comes when conference play resumes on New Year's Eve against Appalachian State. But go for it, young fella.
Absolutely.
See what works.
Full transparency, I had to do the same thing as a player, although I went with headband and high socks. That's what we did back in the 2000s, as my daughter would call it.
You were like Slick Watts and Michael Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. But it worked for me. I think I went from, around 10 points a game to about 15, 16 a game.
Wow.
Just something to mix it up. Players are superstitious.
And there is a well-represented guy in College Park. You got to wear the Under Armours when you're in this building, right?
Absolutely.
Even if you're an opponent. Washington at the line. Swanton Roger with his third. And Washington earns another on the bonus trip. That fouled the 7th on ODU. So Maryland a 17-0 start if you're just joining us. Right now with 18-point lead, matching their largest at 30-12. And why is Washington so important to ours, to the immediate success of this team as he makes a second?
Yeah, Washington brings a different level of energy. And again, defensive intensity, rebounding, pressure, all of those things come from passion and heart. And that's what Washington does for this group.
10 seconds on Old Dominion. And Mike Jones saying you've got to be aware, Jordan Battle.
Absolutely. No one came back to the ball to help. You got to flash into the middle. You got to give him an opportunity to throw it to someone up the side or throw it to someone in the middle.
Mills, Watts, Adams, Washington, and Saunders for Maryland. Adams frees up the open man. Watts drives the closeout. Elijah Saunders skips it out. Mills wide open. Buries the three.
The Terps worked on that step-up ball screen during shoot-around. They didn't get a shot for the corner guy off the step-up, but what it did is it put Old Dominion in rotation. Couple extra passes, they were able to get it done, get the wide-open three.
Nice spin by McKenna, ends an 11-0 Maryland run, but ODU was scoreless for over 4 minutes, and the Terps right now by 20. Adams drives, gets stripped, and a steal by McKenna. Back the other way, Wiggins for Davis, trailing at 3. Back to the rim. And Mills with the deflection and the rebound. Mills turns the corner right to the rim for 2. A 94-foot finish.
Long shots lead to long rebounds. Allow Maryland to get out in transition. You can be in attack mode when you play great defense and force it into a tough miss.
Nearing the 3-minute mark of this first half. Deep three, McKenna.
Drew McKenna's been aggressive. He's another Maryland product. Spent his time at Glenelg Country, but he's super aggressive today, and they need it. He scored their first basket and hasn't looked back. Those young people are also having a positive impact on Buzz's student athletes. And to see Diggy Coit out there having fun, Darius Adams right there on the drive, and his first experience with being a college athlete and doing more than just playing basketball, I think it's an awesome opportunity for these young men.
Cheers to all. The Buzz's bunch night here in College Park. Wiggins inside, can't finish. It's ripped away by Donovan Raymond. Goes back to work and nearly throws it to Buzz. Look out. Oh, Buzz, get out of there.
I thought Buzz was going to get on the floor there, but as we talked about a few times throughout, the energy coming from this group is a lot different. The pressure, the loose balls, the hands on passes. But Coach Buzz, quick reflection, bad hands. Get on the floor, young fella.
I don't know. It was off Buzz. That's a turnover.
He wasn't first to the floor. You gotta get it while it's low.
One of the game's great characters, right, in coaching and beyond.
Absolutely. His entire bench, it's fun to watch him.
Officially, it was Adams' second foul. Shaw throws it up, and he's decked by Coit. Yeah, free throws coming up for Casey. 1 year in New Orleans, then Marquette for 6. Virginia Tech for 5 years, and a lot of people at the time thought you're leaving a great Big East job for Virginia Tech, and then he goes to Texas A&M, and it's like you're leaving the SEC for Maryland, but it's a DMV. He's recruited it over the years. It's Maryland. It's the right fit. He's thrilled to be here.
Even if you look at their incoming recruiting class, which has gotten so much love, I think it's ranked as high as number 3 in the country.
Yeah.
Those kids are from all over the place. Yes, you got Baba, who's from this area, but he's got players from throughout the country. Buzz is capable of being at a lot of different places and still having an impact.
36-14, a 22-point lead, their largest this first half, and was it deflected? It was, so Maryland's going to keep it with 9 on the shot clock. Coming up, stick around for the halftime show presented by State Farm. Rick Pizzo and Rayfel Davis back.
Trying to win this game, but it's got to be special to be home.
9 NBA players under his watch: Chet Matha, Victor Oladipo, the Grant brothers, Markelle Fultz, as the Terps strike again. A 39-14 lead, their largest so far, and it's Watts this time.
Incredible execution. Leading up to this game, I didn't see Maryland trying to score on baseline out of bounds a lot. But earlier today in shoot-around, they were working on that play. Great screens, able to get Watts the shot they wanted.
And the Old Dominion's played just a really tough non-conference schedule with tons of road games away from Norfolk. Maryland, Xavier, some really good East Coast rivalries with George Washington, George Mason, Richmond. Right now they need to get back to Sun Belt play because Watts and Maryland are having their way. It's 42-14.
Once again, step-up ball screen. The goal is to get Old Dominion to sink in to get that 2-on-1 opposite, which they were able to do.
And Wiggins, nice answer, cruising the baseline.
He looked like Andrew Wiggins on that play. Incredible drive, explosive finish.
His brother Aaron with Maryland for those 3 years. Andrew Wiggins, a champion in his own right with Golden State. 37 seconds off the screen. Watts hits another one. First start tonight. He's got 17.
That's a welcome sight for Coach Buzz. Again, they're getting him threes off of action, off of movement. Out of bounds play, then a step-up ball screen. That time they ran him off a baseline stagger. Explosive score, beautiful three-point shot.
13 seconds. Watts 4 of Maryland's 10 threes already. 6 seconds. Shaw blocked by Washington. Wiggins the cleanup. And that will do it for the first half. But the Terps, a 17-0 start. 10 of 19 from 3, a 45-16 lead.